Along the jagged coastline of the Kola Peninsula, the silence of the high north is being replaced by the hum of a permanent military machine. As the ice recedes, Moscow is not merely observing the change, it is fortifying the frontier. Russia's Arctic strategy has evolved from a developmental ambition into a geopolitical necessity. With over 50 revitalized military outposts, the Kremlin has effectively established a no-go zone across the Northern Sea route. These installations, equipped with S-400 missile systems and hypersonic capabilities, serve a dual purpose: protecting the nation's second strike nuclear assets and gatekeeping a corridor that could reshape global trade. For Moscow, the Arctic is the state's primary piggy bank. The region accounts for roughly 20% of Russia's GDP and nearly 30% of its total exports. The stakes are enormous. The Arctic holds an estimated 80% of Russia's natural gas and 60% of its oil reserves. Projects like the $100 billion Vostok oil venture and the Arctic LNG 2 facility are the lifeblood of an economy pivoting toward a resource-hungry Asia. B. Beyond hydrocarbons, the region is a treasure trove of nickel, palladium, and copper, critical components for the global electronics and green energy sectors. The crown jewel of President Putin's polar vision is the Northern Sea route. By shaving nearly 40% off the travel time between Shanghai and Rotterdam compared to the Suez Canal, Moscow aims to turn the NSR into a year-round maritime highway. Despite sanctions, cargo volumes reached approximately 38 million tons in 2025, bolstered by a growing fleet of Arc-7 ice-class LNG carriers that can navigate thick winter ice without traditional escorts. While oil and gas dominate today's headlines, the true Cold War of the 2030s may be won in the Arctic's untapped mineral deposits. Geologists estimate the region holds a $2 trillion to $5 trillion cache of critical minerals essential for the global energy transition. Chief among these is lithium. Once entirely imported, Russia has fast-tracked the triangle of extraction in the Kola Peninsula to secure domestic supply for its drone and EV industries. Furthermore, the Russian Arctic contains the world's fourth largest reserves of rare earth elements, REEs, including neodymium and praseodymium, with concentrations in the Murmansk and Yakutia regions that remain largely unexploited. These tech metals represent a strategic hedge against Western sanctions, offering Moscow a potential stranglehold on the components required for everything from wind turbines to advanced semiconductors. This polar pivot has not gone unnoticed. In 2026, NATO intensified its posture with missions like Arctic Sentry, reflecting a significant shift as the Arctic becomes a front line of great power competition. With Finland and Sweden now integrated into the alliance, Russia finds itself as the lone non-NATO power in the Arctic Circle. Moscow's territorial ambitions remain equally bold. Having secured UN recommendations for a 2 million square kilometer claim to the Arctic seabed, Russia is legally and physically staking its claim to the Lomonosov Ridge, asserting that the North Pole is a natural extension of its continental shelf. For the global market, the Arctic is no longer a remote wilderness. It is a critical node in the world's supply chain. As the ice melts, the race for the high north is heating up, and Russia has already taken a formidable lead in the Cold War of the 21st century. For EHP News, I am Rick Oakmont, and thanks for listening.